So Shane, what are we doing here and what are we looking for?
Well, what we're doing is we're just going to have a look around, see if we can find some suitable rock to actually make a stone axe. So to start with, what we're going to do is going to find a hammerstone. So a hammerstone is what we're going to use to bust our rock that we're going to make it into an axe. If we just have a bit of a look on the ground, we should be able to find what we actually need. So a hammerstone. So a hammerstone has to be harder than our core piece. Our core piece is what we're going to actually make into our stone axe.
So why this shape?
Well, this shape, it actually has a good shape because I can actually hold it in my hand, and with it I need to have a good swing on it, and it actually gives good weight at the end.
So Shane, this looks like a pretty good rock to make an axe head. But how do we get the shape right?
And just aim for the top, just for the shoulder. Never hit the top because it'll actually break the whole thing off. So it's basically...
Wow.
Like ideally you want like a hammerstone that's actually not going to take off too much like this. But we go for the finely grained rock like this because once we've sharpened it up, it actually holds the edge properly. When we use a stone axe, we always try and use it with a hammerstone, so you'd actually hold it up on the tree with a hammerstone and whack it in from the back.
Another way is to find a flat rock and using a hammerstone, hit it from the top, creating another sharp tool.
The pieces that we bust off, so pieces like this is what we actually use as like knives and chisels.
And what other tools were made from stone?
This one here is used for cutting coolamans out of a tree or a canoe, and then with that, once you've cut it out, you'd actually use that as a wedge. So where the bark is, you'd prise the bark up with it and then push that in behind the actual bark so that it can actually come off. It's a really hard rock and it actually holds an edge really well. If we were to put this onto a grinding slab and grind that without using water, it'd actually heat that up, and then once it heats up, it actually cracks without you seeing it. So when you go to use it, it'd actually bust off the end. So the water, the main reason we use water is to keep the rock cool.
So I've learnt that water rats and wombats have really strong teeth, and their teeth were used for pressure flaking. This would enable spearheads to be made.
This is freshwater mussel shell, okay? And so with that, the actual water rat would actually feed on them, and so they had to actually have a really hard tooth to be able to bust them open, okay? And traditionally Aboriginal people would actually see that, and so that's how come they knew to actually get the water rat tooth. What I've got is, this is just a wombat tooth, and so this is another one that was actually used. Putting the pressure down and just busting off the edge.
And then this would be attached to the end of a stick to form a spear.
By a bit of pressure flaking, you bust off the edge and you just keep working that piece until it becomes to a point. And then once it becomes to a point, you turn it over and do the same thing. So you've got like a scissor shape, and then you attach that to your spearhead, and it would become a spear with a stone tip.